Yesterday, I competed in the Mixed Pro division at the AthX Games in Birmingham 2025 with my wife. In this video today, I'm going to tell you how it went. Spoiler alert, didn't go to plan. But also as well, if you're looking to compete at the AthX Games, or you are competing in this coming season, then there's going to be some pearls of wisdom that you can take away. Pearls of wisdom that if I knew going into it, I might have not cocked it up. In my last video, I said I didn't really care too much about the AthX Games and I was just going for fun, but I was actually quite nervous. Our heat time was at 5 p.m. So we'd got all day to stew on it. And I think it was because I was working with my wife. We were kind of, didn't want to let the other person down. So we were both of us were more nervous than we expected. But we got to the event at like 4 o'clock. We were due on at 5 o'clock and it was still in full swing. It's been going on all day. And the event itself, like organisation-wise, it's spot on. You get in, you scan in, it's easy. There's a easy athlete check-in, and then you can see the warm-up area, so you know where everything is. When we got there, the warm-up area was looking very chilled. You know, everybody's got their own station, a squat rack, and I was like, oh, perfect, this is going to be brilliant. But the problem was, that was for the individuals. And then when the pairs came in, it just basically escalated into chaos. Yes, there was enough squat racks for everybody, but there wasn't enough weight. So it became a frantic dash around, trying to jump on other people's bars to warm up for the squats. But the problem with that is that's great. We did get to warm up for the squats. We've got pull-ups in our workout. We've got box jumps, we've got thrusters, but there wasn't any dumbbells, there wasn't any boxes. So the warm-up, it is what it is, was quite limited. The first event is the 3 rep max shoulder pull-up, 10 rep max shoulder press, and 5 rep max back squat. I knew exactly what I was going to be doing going into it. 45, 150, 65. This is, if you're doing the pairs pro division going forward, you just got to be aware of this. When we got in there, it was absolute chaos. Like the weights were, because we were at the end of the day as well, so the weights were like scattered on the floor. Donna, my wife, she's got to do pull-ups. And the pull-up bar is really quite high. So we had to stack about 6 or 7, maybe even more plates on top of each other so she could get the bar, reach up to the bar, which meant we got no plates to hang on, to hang on to ourselves. So in the time that we were getting set up, it was going frantic. We were frantic trying to get the weights. Fortunately, like our judge was spot on, and I'm going to go on to the judging in a second. I am quite polite in that situation, but I'm quite assertive. So I was quite straight to the point, like, we haven't got any weights, we haven't got enough weights, where are our weights? I was hopefully on the right side of being a dick, and I didn't upset her, but I wasn't an arsehole, but I was straight to the point. So she really helped us out and got the weights so we could actually do the workout. In the meantime, because it's so loud in there, it's so loud, you can't really hear when it's time to start. And because the events are starting at slightly different times, it said 3, 2, 1, go. And I'm like, are we going? And no, and we didn't really know when we were going to start. So straight away, that nervous energy is getting higher and higher. So it starts. Donna smashes out her 15 pull-ups. I do my 45 kilo. Every rep hits my chin on the bar. Do my third chin up, no rep. I'm like, what? And you'll see in the video there, I was like, what? No rep. So why? I hit my chin on the bar, didn't I? And I said, respectfully. No, I didn't say respectfully because that would be very patronising. I was like, what? Can you just explain why I got a no rep? It's because my chin did not go above the bar. Even though it hit the bar, it didn't go above the bar, so it was classed as a no rep. So straight away, I'm losing my mind here because I'm like, I've done 45. I don't know whether I can do 45 again. I don't know. What we're going to do? So I'm like, right, just chill. So now I've got to make sure I pull my chin above the bar. So if you are in the pro division going forward, on the movement standards on the website, it says break the horizontal plane of the bar, which is quite vague. If you hit the chin on the bar, then in my opinion, I thought I broke it, but obviously not. You've got to go break it and then above it, which is what it is. So fortunately, somehow I managed to pull it out the bag and get another set of 45 with my chin above the bar. So we both got our pull-ups that we wanted. Then on the squats, Donna absolutely fucking nailed the squats. So she got 100 kilos, which was spot on. And then, without any warm-up, really, I was like, right, I'm going to stick at 150. I'm not going to go any more. Got 150, picked it up. I hadn't got a clip on one end. My whole bar started sliding. Donna runs in behind me. She said, well, I'm like, what the hell's going on? And the bar, she's pushing the bar this way. It goes back on the rack. I was like, oh my God, what am I doing? I'm supposed to be a professional here. But I put the clips on. As you'll see, the weight was pretty easy. At this time, like, all that energy is slowly starting to dissipate. And I've come to the realization that the judge she's on the ball. She's really good, but she's being dead strict, because that no rep on the chin up pull up threw me off a little bit. Gets to the 10 rep max shoulder press. Last week I got 65. Before I've got 65, so I was confident I was going to get 65. Donna went first, 40 kilos, bang, 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 not a problem. I got to put 65 on. I was very conscious that the judge was spot on, so I was pausing dead properly, pausing at the bottom, bang, 3 reps in, not a problem. This is easy. 5 reps in, that doubt starts creeping in my mind. 7 reps in, I was like, oh fuck. Because I was pausing at the bottom, it was building up that fatigue, and I got to 9 reps, and I'm like, I can't get another one. And I didn't. I didn't get another one. I failed on the 9th rep, failed on the 10th rep. I got back here. I was like, it wasn't happening. So then it becomes this mad, frantic dash. I'm like, right, let's get it down to 50 kilos. But all that nervous energy's gone now. So 50 kilos I put on there. I've got a minute and a half to go. I can't get 50 kilos. I got like 7 reps and my shoulders are absolutely fried. So I'm like, I've got to get away. So I put and it became frantic. I put 10 on one end. Donna put 5 on the other end. I'm like, no, put a 10 on. I've got 40 kilos with like 15 seconds to spare. I'm like, I haven't got them time. So I got a big fat 0 on that one. So Donna doesn't know where to look, because we know each other very well. She's like, what version of Paul am I going to get now? Because is he going to lose his mind? Afterwards, she did say that if I did lose my mind and got angry about it, she would have thought I was a bit of a cock. So fortunately I didn't. It was just, I was in a bit of a shock, because I was like, oh, I thought I was going to get that, and I didn't. But because then you've only got 10 minutes from the finishing the strength work to the endurance bit. So you've got to kind of snap out of that, and that leads me nicely into just discussing a little bit about the recovery zones, because in between the workouts, you've got different recovery zones. And I might be wrong, but if you are in the individuals, it will be quite chilled out, because there's half the amount of people. But with the pairs, you've got like, I think we had like 80 people, maybe there's a lot of pairs, a lot of people in the recovery zone. So it's not so much a recovery chill out zone, it's more of a holding zone. Like there was one point where the lady bumped into me, and I was like, sorry. It was like bumping into each other, and it was very frantic. You've got to pick up your clips to go around your ankle for the run. It was quite frantic. So if you're in the pairs, just be aware that recovery zone is quite frantic. You've got to do your best just to kind of block everything out and just kind of chill out and try and do the best you can between recovery zones. Between the strength and the endurance section, it's basically, it's only 10 minutes, so you get a bit of a hydration and kind of where you go again. Between the endurance and then the Metcon, you do get half an hour. They have the compression. I can't remember what you call them off the top of my head, but the compression things for the legs. And again, if you're an individual, there is probably one for you. But when we got into the recovery zone, they're all in use already, because there's so many people in there. And there was a few with the massage guns, and I picked one up and the battery was dead on it. So there's no use. It's at the end of the day as well. So we're at 5 o'clock, so I've got to appreciate that. So just be aware that recovery zone is not so much a recovery zone, more of a, like, we're just going to stand here for half an hour and try and recover our legs. There was a company going around offering muscle rubs, which is cool. I didn't take it, didn't have any, because I never had it before, and I didn't want to then do something on the day which I hadn't done before. So that's something to be aware of if you're taking part. In the individual, I don't know, it's going to be a lot more chilled out, because there's not going to be as many people in there. Then it's on to the endurance, which is 12-minute run, 12-minute bike. I started on the run, Donna started on the bike, and it's just a question of going as fast as you possibly can, really, for the 12 minutes. Like, I'd set my watch up so it was going to read in my pace inside. That didn't work, so I was just running at a pace that I thought I could sustain for 12 minutes. Don't know what I got now at this moment in time, but I think I got less than I wanted. I think I was probably on about 2,500 metres, so it wasn't as good as I wanted to. A lot of people passed me. I passed a lot of people. You're on a 250 metre loop inside, and then you get 2 minutes resting onto the bike, and that was just hell. There's a leaderboard on a big screen, and because you're starved of oxygen, you don't know what's going on. You're like, I don't know, where am I on there? All I know is on my heat, I think I was in the second place out of all the people that were on the bike at the time that I went on. And to be honest, I don't even think I did that well. I think I just got over 6,000 metres, and in front of me, I don't know whether it was because I had no energy left that I could not see my distance on the display. All I was looking at was the pace per 500 metres. Then on to the Metcon, and this was a funny one, because in the briefing, they changed the height of the box, because the pro division, 30-inch box for the guys, 24-inch for the ladies, and they didn't actually say beforehand, so we've been practicing on a 30-inch box. So when they said 24, it's like, oh, that's all right, I don't mind. I think probably the reason why they changed it is because they would have had to have two boxes or keep tipping it up, which is not going to be very, very, very good. And I'm guessing that they didn't tell people beforehand because it's probably a better thing for people. But our whole game plan was based on a 30-inch box, which in the grand scheme of things, it didn't make any difference. But we went over a minute slower than we have done in practice. And I think it was probably down to, and this is our fault, I think it was down to the judging. Not in a bad way, in that the judging was spot on, in terms of our judge was strict on that one. She was strict, so she was holding us to the standard, which meant we just had to go a little bit slower, especially on the thrusters, than we probably would have done normally. And that slowed us down a little bit. When we got to it, the end of it, I was like, we've got to be a minute or so faster than we did before. And Donna finished on the rower. And I looked up at the time and I'm like, what the hell? And it was like a minute slower than we'd done before. So I don't quite know what happened there, but I think it might just be down to the fact that because that judging was tight, we had to go a little bit slower, and then so it just slowed us down because we worked so hard on that one. We worked really hard, and we were dead on our feet at the end, and we moved through it at the speed that we could. And we were like third in our heat, and there was people still going way after we finished. So we were happy with our performance, even though the time itself wasn't what we wanted. But it is what it is at the end of the day. So on the way home, we had a bit of a discussion, and we just talked about the little incident at the overhead press. And to be fair, we still finished fourth out of the 8 teams yesterday in the strength part, even with me not doing the overhead press, because we came first in the pull-ups. We won the pull-ups, but that's what I came for. If you watch my vlog right back at the start, the reason why we entered it was because of the pull-ups. So we won the pull-ups on the day. We came third in the back squat, which was cool, but even with my misdemeanor on the presses. And it is what it is. We can't, I could let it eat me up, but it is what it is, and just draw a line under it. The only problem now is that there's, as Donna said yesterday, there's some unfinished business, and we've got to go and probably, if we do get through to the final, then we'll probably have to go and do it. And it should be said, and I said this to Donna, I said, look, Donna, my wife, she is the CEO of her own business. She works harder than anybody that I've ever met in my life. She trains at 6 o'clock in the morning in a group training session, which is awesome at Overload in Meldrew. It's awesome training, but she does group classes, and that is her training. Yes, she has been training hard for the last 15, 20 years, but she isn't living in the gym. She's not walking around having cups of coffee at 11 o'clock in the morning after doing a 2-hour gym session. She gets out of bed at 5:30 every morning and goes to the gym and works her arse off, and then works her arse off all day as well. And we've got 4 dogs, we've got 3 kids, so it's not an easy thing for her just to get to the gym. So to be able to, I think she got the best back squat on the day. I think she got the best pull up on the day. She was smashing it, absolutely smashing it. And then I haven't really done CrossFit or this type of stuff for 10 years. It was 2015 that I kind of stopped doing CrossFit as my training. So for the last 10 years, I've been doing more kind of bodybuilding type training. And yeah, I have been obviously working towards it. But for us to be able to put in that performance that we did, then we should give ourselves a pat on the back and be pleased with what we did. And we are.